Hi, I'm Shelley Wood and this is my tiny sewing room where I make doll clothes sewing videos. Today we're going to make a graphic t-shirt which is designed to fit a vintage Pedigree Sindy doll and similar sized dolls like Mattel Barbie dolls. I'm cutting my doll's t-shirt from a child's shirt which I purchased at my local Goodwill store. Before we begin working on this project, please go to my website shelleywood.com to download and print this free PDF sewing pattern, which comes in both American printer paper PDF format and A4 paper printer PDF for those folks living outside the United States. This child's shirt has a cute sloth printed on it. I laid my pattern on the sloth images, just trying this direction, that direction, to see what might make a good art shirt for Cindy. Eventually I landed here and pinned my bodice front on the fold. It gave me this cute design. For the bodice back, I used just plain old purple fabric. So in addition to this garment piece, use the pattern to cut out all the pieces shown, except instead of this piece, you'll use this piece. For the rest of the video, you'll see me using the white t-shirt. But the instructions for making the graphic tee are exactly the same. Just remember to keep right sides together. Lay one of the fronts on top of the other front with right sides facing. And yes, for a graphic tee it definitely does matter. Sew them together along the neckline. Now your garment fronts will look something like this. Clip this seam and invert it like you see me doing right here. Now your shirt's front looks something like this. Now set one of the backs on top of another shirt back, keeping right sides facing, and again, it might matter. Sew around the neck, back closure, and the bottom of the shirt, just like this. Do this with both of your backs. Clip your seams and corners and invert both backs. So here I am clipping seams and then I invert. Take one of the backs and open it up at the shoulder like this. Next, open the shoulder on one side of the front. Bring the two open shoulders together with right sides facing, just like this. So here's my bodice front, you open it like this. Here's my bodice back, you open it like this, and then you bring the two shoulders together with right sides facing. It can be a little bit tricky, as you can see. Stitch the two together along this shoulder seam. Flip the shoulder back around to the right side. It does help to clip your seam. I like to clip right where the other seam meets this seam, and it will make it easier when you start to invert it like this, okay? A little bit less lumpy if you clip that seam. Follow the same directions for the other shoulder. Okay, so now I'm inverting the whole garment. There we go. So the shoulders are now together and your t-shirt looks something like this with the graphic on the front. Lay one of the sleeves against the underarm area. Stitch from the underarm almost to the shoulder. Stop sewing about 6 millimeters from the shoulder seam. Wrap the sleeve around to the other underarm. Stitch from the underarm almost to the shoulder. There should be a tiny hole at the shoulder seam. Gather the sleeve fabric at the shoulder until it matches the shoulder of the main bodice. Here's a close-up of my gathers. Then stitch the top of the sleeve to the shoulder. Again, maybe this close-up will help. Attach both sleeves this way, keeping right sides together, and it does matter for your graphic tee. Hem the bottom of each sleeve. I'm using a double fold hem with a whip stitch. Use a single fold hem for a longer sleeve. Fold the shirt at the shoulder seam, laying the back against the front, and stitch from the sleeve's hem to the underarm. Stitch from the underarm to 1 centimeter shy of the hem area. Do this for both sides of the shirt. Now the shirt looks like this. Fold the raw edges of the front inside themselves, being careful to match the length of the front with the length of the shirt's back. You'll see me doing this in the next clip. Okay, so I'm working with the bodice front here, and those raw edges dip inside the shirt front. And then you want to just compare and make sure that it's not longer than the back. Whip stitch along the bottom of the shirt's front. Be sure to use a matching thread color for this because it will be visible. Now you're ready to finish those side stitches. Sew from where you left off to the hem's edge. Do this on both sides of the shirt. Turn your shirt right side out, which is what you see me doing here. Sew a few snaps down the back, and now you're ready to try the graphic t-shirt on a doll. How cute is this? And it's lined too, so it will last a long time. For more free printable PDF sewing patterns to fit dolls of many shapes and all different sizes, please remember to visit my website, shelleywood.com.
What if there was an easy way to take a big doll pattern and resize it to fit a little doll, or vice versa? I'm Shelley Wood, the doll clothing designer, and in my pattern alteration class, I'm going to share with you my resizing formula.
But don't worry, you don't have to be really good at math to learn how to take a pattern you already own and make adjustments to that pattern so it will fit a different doll. And that's just one feature of pattern alterations. In my class, you'll also learn how to shorten and lengthen a pair of pants, and how to turn a pair of pants into shorts, or how to widen them at the waist, and even how to lengthen the inseam for taller dolls. We'll also learn how to adjust a skirt, making skirts that are more full or less full for a totally different look, and I'll show you how to create a gusset for a dress bodice, and how to design your own waistband for a skirt based on your doll's measurements. I'll walk you through the steps to several different pattern alterations, teaching you how to lengthen and shorten shirt sleeves, and how to make felt prototypes before you finalize your pattern. Regardless of the size or shape of the doll you enjoy sewing for, altering your patterns will help you turn your creative ideas for making original doll clothes into a variety of patterns for making shirts, pants, shorts, skirts, and dresses.
I invite you to join me. We are going to have so much fun.